This year's green tie for House Conservation Leadership goes to Speaker Murrell Smith. This has been a fun one because I've been here before. In 2015, we gave Representative Murrell Smith his first green tie. And this is the first time that CVSC has actually given a legislator a second green tie. Since 2015, we've been able to just kind of be along for the ride as Representative Smith has built upon his leadership in the House, his career in conservation, and his protection of communities across South Carolina from pollution and polluters.
I think a state representative, of course, has to be a very good state representative for the state. But I think equally he is supposed to be an advocate and represent the people of his district. And the fact that he's going to be speaker now shows that he's pretty doggone good at both.
I have to laugh because, those of us who know and love Murrell know him as Mr. Grump. There are levels of grumpiness, but it's all grumpy. But it's a good kind of grumpy. It has been a pleasure working with him. He is one who leaves no doubt about where he stands. But what I most appreciate about him is that he is a man of his word. Whether he agrees with you or not, at the end of the day, he will at least listen. And in this day and age, having somebody listen with an open mind is extremely important.
He's always been a consistent, deliberate, thoughtful leader, sometimes pushing back on environmental policies and sometimes embracing them, sometimes bringing creative ideas to the table. Like, for instance, this last legislative session, we approached Speaker Smith about how we could address toxic pollution in drinking water, which is particularly something he had seen in his district with PFAS, P-F-A-S. And he was actually able to help us create a remediation fund this session, put money in that remediation fund, actually make sure we are not only addressing the bigger issue, but fixing the issue in communities across South Carolina.
Throughout much of my time in the House, the battle was the hazardous waste landfill at Pinewood. Murrell has been a leader in making sure that what is there remains where it is and doesn't get into the lakes or into the water. It's a local thing for us, but it took a statewide action to make it happen, and he was a leader in that.
Just this last legislative session, he even, fought for $100 million put aside for land protection. Now, maybe he didn't get everything he wanted in the end, right? But he always starts from a point of strength and is a fantastic negotiator for environmental policies and, conservation protections. Speaker Smith stepped up and worked with his delegation to make sure that the state would protect the community.
What has been good about Murrell is, first and foremost, his sincere commitment to environment, to making sure that we're good stewards of the earth, to appreciating the beauty of South Carolina, and making sure that it is there for generations to come. Murrell finally came up with a permanent solution for the funding of the Conservation Bank. But the bottom line is that the Conservation Bank, for the first time since I've been here, has some degree of permanency. His commitment to rural South Carolina, not just his home county of Sumter, but rural South Carolina, is unparalleled.
As legislators sometimes advance in their career in the House, as they gain more positions of leadership, you may see them get distracted by more high-profile topics. But Speaker Smith has always come back to his love, appreciation, and dedication to conservation, protection policies, to addressing pollution in his communities, to trying to make sure South Carolinians are protected and that we've set up something good for our kids. And that's the kind of conservation champion you want on your side.
He understands the limitations and powers of the offices he holds, and I think that he uses that power wisely and for the good of the state and the good of his constituents back in Sumter.
So we're so very excited to honor Speaker Smith on his continued conservation leadership his mentorship of fellow conservation leaders in the House, and the continuation of his career and conservation work.
And I don't think it is too early to use the L word, that legacy thing. And apparently he's already halfway there because, as I understand it, he's the first member of the legislature to receive the Green Tie Award twice. What's up with that, Murrell? I got it one time, everybody else got it one time. What's up with that? You know what's up with it? He deserves it. And Murrell, they aren't just sucking up to you because you're the speaker. You really do deserve it twice. And Murrell, you know if I didn't think so, I wouldn't say so. So congratulations.